I feel like a lot of successful streamers also need a frequent YouTube channel as well. Well, to be a successful streamer, you need to. I learned this kind of the hard way. It took me a while to learn, but I was a little slow on the social media and YouTube and presence everywhere. I was very slow on it when I started as a streamer. So when I first started, I hated Twitter. I hated everything. I hated Twitter. I hated YouTube. I just didn't like it, right? But you need those things. You need to have presence on as many platforms as possible. And I learned that. I just learned it a little too late. So then I finally decided to start caring about those things. And it helped so much. The amount it helped was insane. But I was literally, I didn't like it. I was one of those people that was like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking do that shit. Like, nah. But you can't think like that. If you're trying to actually like succeed in this space, then you need to do as much as you can. And you can't think like that, right? Although I did for a while. The thing is, when it comes to like video streaming and recordings and stuff, it's really, really tricky, right? Because you may think that streaming 1080p at a certain bitrate's good, but in some cases and in some games, it's better to take that same bitrate and then turn down the resolution quality. So instead of doing 1080p, let's say you were doing 1080p at 6,000 bitrate, okay? That's bad. You'd probably be better off doing 720p at 6,000 bitrate. Maybe 900p at 8,000 bitrate. But the thing is, if you do 1080p at 6,000, that's terrible, right? So like sometimes it's better to lower your resolution, but people don't see it that way. They see, oh shit, it's not 1080p. Damn, garbage. I gotta go. When in reality, chances are the streamer is just trying to make it look better for you. But they don't see that, right? They just see, oh, it doesn't say 1080. Fuck, I gotta go, dude. You know? Well, every time I mute, you guys talk shit. What's going on? Who's saying what? Am I being trolled?
No.
I'm being trolled,
No.
dude.
We're doing history questions, dude.
We're doing history.
Oh.
Join us.
All right, let's do gamer history. All right.
Oh, dude.
I don't know history.
All right. What is the name? No, how about this? Where's Shroud from? With that.
Canada.
He's Canadian, dude. I did not know that. Okay.
Wait, you actually didn't know that? You didn't know the answer to your own question?
I did not, dude.
Yes, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What was the last esports competition that Shroud competed in?
Oh my god.
Fortnite.
And what was the prize pool?
This question's only I know, dude.
Exactly. Listen, I got your Wikipedia page open right here, making this easy.
Wikipedia.
That's the thing. Wikipedia is a thing.
But it doesn't show like every tournament, like something like Twitch Rivals.
Yeah, that's a very vague question, right? Because like
true.
what consists of like an esports tourney, you know?
What is the #1 team in Counter-Strike right now?
Astralis.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Navi? Is it Navi?
Might be Astralis.
Definitely
Maybe.
not.
Depends on who you ask. You're talking CS, right?
Yeah.
Those are the top two, yeah. They kind of go back and forth.
All right, here's a question. What is the greatest game of all time?
RuneScape.
Fortnite.
Oh,
No, I actually think it's Minecraft. If you
This team.
metric wise,
Yeah, I think that's true.
Chess.
Or it's like some weird Chinese game.
or that, yeah,
Sweet.
true. Thank you for subbing to me. You obviously don't have to. For anyone that did sub, thank you. Appreciate it. How many subs do I have? My sub count, I'm genuinely impressed by my sub count. Yeah, it's like my sub count has steadily My sub count has steadily been going up, and I'm genuinely surprised about it, right? Because, like, obviously, you know that top content creators in the streaming world are now being paid a salary. That's just the world that we live in. It's starting to shift in that direction, right? So for somebody to give extra support to somebody who's already getting paid a salary, it's really cool, you know? Whether you do it for me or you do it for you, it's still cool, right? I feel like they turned Fortnite into like an RPG. Every time I click on Fortnite, it's like there's like level fucking 150, level 200. They're all like partied up and shit. I don't know. Weird. You ignoring my dono? I am not. What do you think of this play? Thank you for the donation. What? No offense, but like, what? You just linked me a video of you being Omen, throwing 2 shitty smokes, TPing into the shitty smokes, planting the bomb, and winning the round. So the thing is, when it comes to decision making and play making, what makes a good play isn't sometimes the play itself, it's the players that you play against. Because if I was to play, let's say me, right? I was to make a good play against people who are in like gold rank, right? No matter the play I make, 1, it's going to be a good play. And 2, it doesn't matter if it is a good play, because then it's not a good play. Because I'm pretty much up against bots at that point, right? So like what makes a good play is the level of play and also the skill of players in that current situation, right? There's a lot of factors go into a good play or a good decision, you know? A lot. Wow, he's actually right. I never thought of it that way. Really? I feel like that's the first thing you think of. But then again, appreciating a good play is very different when you're at the top and when you've been a professional player, right? Appreciating a play is very different, right? Extremely different. So with that same thought process, if you're at the top, what drives or motivates you to keep going? Self-improvement. You always want to be better, do better. That's what drives you, self-improvement, right? Everyone's different too, right? Like, let's say you're competing, okay? Let's say you're competing and you're at the top, you're on one of the best teams. That doesn't necessarily mean if you're on one of the best teams, it doesn't mean you're going to win everything. So what might like drive you is winning everything, you know? Money, I don't know. Everyone's different. But usually it's just self-improvement. You always want to be better than you currently are. If you're at the top of a certain part of the game, like sniping, for example, wouldn't you want to try some other strategy, fast plays, or even different weapons and such? You're never at the top for sniping. You're never at the top for using a rifle. Those are words that have been categorizing people, but in reality, you're not at the top for those. And it's not really like you do one thing better than the other, you know? It's just kind of the position that you've been put in. So that's what you try to do your best, because that's the position you're put in, you know? So if you're like the best sniper, chances are you're going to be fucking fantastic on everything else, not just sniping. Every single top player is going to be good at everything, or else they're not a top player. That's just, it's really like that simple, right? If you're not if you're, like, let's say like you're really good at holding your fucking bomb site, but when it comes to like retaking a bomb site, you suck ass. Well, then you're never going to be at the top, right? A top player is good all around. You're not just good at one thing, you know? How do you determine right away from which direction you're being shot? I mean, I guess it depends on the game you're playing, but usually sound, right? In a game like Valorant or a game like Counter-Strike, you should always be aware of every single location that you could be shot from, right? That's pretty standard, but in a battle royale, you just listen mainly. Why do Herman Miller's chairs cost so much? Just because popular brand, and on top of that, they have very, very good like policies. Like I think you have 10-year warranty on a Herman Miller. They're very, very easy to replace with if something goes wrong. They ship it to you fully built, so you don't have to build it yourself. That's a big plus, if I'm being honest. The time that they last is very long, you know? The material that they use isn't gonna just like break apart after a year or two. It's just a sturdy chair, you know? It is a sturdy fucking chair. Like a Herman Miller is a very, very obviously you're paying extra because of the brand Herman Miller, but there's a reason you pay extra. The 10-year warranty is good. Like I'm telling you, it's good. If you have any problems with your chair in like 10 years, you just get a new one. That's like, I don't know, that's a steal. That's a steal to me. To me, anyway. The warranty alone is worth like a fucking bazillion. Back pain is terrible. If a chair prevents that, it's priceless. That's true. I mean, the main... Sorry, I forgot about the reason why you go for a Herman Miller. Herman Miller is such a popular brand because that's what it's known for. It's known for comfort. It's known for fucking saving your back. That's like what it's built for, you know? They're like office chairs that are used for people who sit 8 to 10 hours a day, you know? That's like what their main like market is, really. So if you're a gamer and you game that much, you should get it. Like anybody that sits on their ass for 8 to 10 hours a day needs a good chair. Whether that's Herman Miller or some sort of Herman Miller clone or some shit, I really think everybody needs it. And if you don't think you need it, just wait a couple years. Just wait a couple more years. You'll need it. Are you going to play before or after the wipe or both? Tarkov? I might play both. Once there's an official date for the wipe of Escape from Tarkov, I might play a couple days prior and then wait, and then the wipe happens and then I play again. I think that's how I'm going to do it.